Yay! You're back! Welcome, PS51. I hope you enjoyed your break. And I know we might have forgotten some of the things that we've learned. So before we start something new, why don't we review what we've already done? Do you remember what the last art vocabulary word was? If you said point of view, you are correct. Point of view is the position in which you see something. So your position might be from above, or your position might be from below, or your position might be straight on as we are talking now. Let's begin our new lesson with an I can statement. Since we're going to be learning about point of view, I think the statement should be, I can speak from my point of view. Let's see how that's going to apply for today's lesson. Oh, do you have your portraits that you've done from before? If you do, please get them out. I always save all of my artwork in one place in my StreamYard folder, so I have it handy. This is a great review in case you haven't been able to do all the lessons. What's the vocabulary word for a drawing like this? Yes, we started out with a portrait. And what point of view is this portrait drawn from? If you said straight on, you're right. So you can tell me the point of view the drawing is drawn from. Let's see if you can tell the next point of view. Can you tell what point of view this is from? If you said above, you're correct. It is drawn from above point of view. I bet you can tell me what point of view this portrait was drawn from. If you said from below, you're correct. Do you remember these portraits that we drew? Do you remember some of the other vocabulary words that we used when we were creating this artwork? We have portrait, we have point of view. Do you remember some of our early vocabulary words like physical traits and personality traits and symmetry? You do? Great, because all of those art vocabulary words were used in order to create these portraits. What we really want to focus on is the different emotions. So if you do not have this one, get yourself a sheet of paper and a pencil, and you might need an eraser. And let me show you how to do it really fast. Take your paper, fold it in half, then fold it in half again. When you open it up, you should have 4 panels, and in each of these panels, you're going to draw your portrait. Remember, each portrait is going to have a different personality trait. Remember, let's start our portrait with an oval. Now, this is a really fast one because we've already done this, and I am just reviewing this for those of you who might not have done this lesson. Here's an easy way to do it. Put 2 dots inside. Put a half circle shape over the dots. Now you have the shape of the eye and the eyeballs inside. I'm going to make an L shape for a nose, and I'm going to give this person a smiley face and eyebrows that look like that. Now that I have someone happy, I want to show a different personality trait. So on this one, I'm going to do 2 lines, put my dots underneath them. Maybe this time I'll draw a J-shaped nose. Now I want to show the difference of personality. This one's happy, maybe this one will be bored. So I'll just put a straight line and straight eyebrows. Let's do another one. 2 dots, I want this one to be looking at this one, so I'm going to make my half circles above it, but look at the eyeballs. They're looking this way. This time I'm going to make 2 dots for nostrils for the nose, and I'm going to make a frowny face because I want to show different emotions. Oh, look, sad. For my last one, I'm going to do 2 dots again. Oop, I went a little high, almost in the forehead. Try to avoid that. I want this person to look at this person. So watch what I do. I make my half circles, but I put the dots right on the sides. And then I'm going to give them a nose, a 3-part nose. One here, and then here, and then here. What's the different emotion? We have maybe bored, happy, sad, angry. Okay. As I said, this was just a review for people who haven't done it, but we've already done this project. After you have your 4 portraits, you'll need a pair of scissors because we want to cut them out. All these portraits together form a community. Let's figure out where this community is from. It could be a school community, it could be a family community, or maybe they're on the same sports team. Let's pretend they're all from a school community. Together, they're all one class. But do you know what you call one student in the class? You call them an individual. Now let's pretend her name is Brianna, and one day Brianna brings a cupcake to class, and when each of the students see the cupcake, they all have a different reaction. I wonder why everyone has a different reaction to this cupcake. Well, it might have something to do with their point of view, the way they see the cupcake. We'd have to find out what each individual student feels about the cupcake in order to understand their reaction towards it. So first individual up is, let's call him Roger. What would you say Roger's expression is? I wonder why he has that expression when he sees the cupcake. I wonder what his point of view is. Maybe he's confused because he thought Brianna didn't like cupcakes. So he's kind of surprised that she brought one. He's like, huh? I thought you didn't like cupcakes. Yeah, so that might be his reason for his expression and his point of view about the cupcake. Just confused. Let's look at another individual's reaction to the cupcake. Let's call him Jacob. Jacob looks a bit bored. Why do you think Jacob is bored when he sees a cupcake? Can you make up a reason? Maybe he's bored because he always eats cupcake and he's like, that's so boring. It's not like it's Starburst or chocolate cake or red velvet cake. It's just a cupcake. So maybe his point of view is, the cupcake is nothing special. How boring. What about her? We'll call her Larissa. I wonder what her point of view is when she looks at the cupcake and gets so excited. Maybe Brianna is her best friend, so she knows Brianna will share the cupcake. That's everyone's individual point of view. Now let's put them together again and form the community. So they can still be a community and all be friends and all have different opinions about the same thing, but they are still a community. I wonder what makes them a community if they have different opinions. Understanding individual, community, and point of view is very easy. For example, I am an individual. You are an individual, but you also belong to different communities. For example, what about your family? Who is in your family community? Who's in your school community? Let's take your family community. Everybody might have a different opinion about things. Some people might like a certain TV show. Some people might like different foods. But you're still a community, and you have to work together in order for things to go well. Let's make some portraits of our family. Think about how many people live in your home. We'll start with that family community because a family can be big. I have cousins that live in Texas and in Miami and in California, but let's only think about the family members that we live with. And those are the people that we're going to make a portrait of. Then we're going to figure out what their individual point of view is, what your individual point of view is, and what is the community point of view. All right, let's get started. You'll need a piece of paper, a pencil with a point out, and an eraser. Take your paper, fold it in half, try to get the edges to line up so that they're nice and straight. Once you've done that, fold it in half again, and open it up to show your 4 different panels. How many people do you live with? You're going to draw a portrait for each person that lives in the house, including yourself. So if you only live with one other person, it'll be a portrait of you and the one other person. If you live with other people, you're going to include them in the other panels. If there's more than 4 people that live in the house, you can always turn it on the back and draw more portraits. Let's say, for example, I live with 3 people, like my mommy, my cousin, and my uncle. So I would draw first an oval for myself, another oval for my mummy, another oval for my cousin, and another oval for my uncle. Before you draw anything else, I want you to think of your favorite television show. Did you think of it? Now, I would like you to draw your expression when you're watching that television show. So for example, if I'm watching my favorite television show, I am very, very happy because my favorite television show is a comedy and it always makes me laugh. I should have actually drawn myself laughing, but that's okay. That's me. Now, my favorite television show I watch with my mummy, and she really likes it too. So I'm going to draw her expression when she's watching the television show with me. But she laughs even louder at the show. She just loves it. So I'm going to draw her with a big smiley face and laughing.
As we're drawing our portraits, we want to focus on 2 things. The first thing is the expression or the reaction of each person in the portrait. And since everyone in your family doesn't look the same, we want to look at their unique physical traits and add them into the portrait. So for example, my mom has curly hair. What kind of hair does your mom have? Does anyone in your family have a beard? Do they have glasses? Whatever their unique physical traits are, please add them to your portrait.
Now, when my cousin sees it, it comes on at the same time as his favorite show, so he's always very angry. So I'm gonna draw him with an angry face. When my uncle sees the show, he doesn't find it funny at all. He finds it kind of corny. So he's so bored when he sees it. Even though we're all looking at the same thing, we all have a different reaction to it. From me and my mom's point of view, it makes us very happy, but not my cousin or my uncle. So now I'd like you to try the activity. So the first portrait that you're going to draw on your paper is a portrait of you and your reaction to your favorite show. Next, I'd like you to ask each person in the house what their reaction is to your favorite show. And let's see what their point of view is. Is it the same point of view or is it different? Either way, you're still a family. I can't wait to see the examples and the different reactions that your family has to your favorite show. Please do the assignment and share them with me when you can. I can't wait to see them. All right, bye for now, PS51, and good luck with the assignment.